Look at that.
Flip that around. Do
How do you
that.
do live like that? Horizontal.
Uh, this is my first time doing it like this.
Because usually they make me have to go up and down. Oh, you're live.
There we are.
Yeah.
We're live. What's up, everybody? It's the Pirate Stacker, Pirates Podcast, here with Dwayne, Growing Together Nursery, my pal.
Welcome, welcome, folks.
Yes, we're here. We're at the Nursery,
Secret
AKA,
location. Don't
yeah.
tell Google.
Yeah, don't tell nobody. Transient Stackers here. Today we're in for a treat because this guy has taught me most of what I know about gardening now, because I come here, I'd ask him questions, pick his brain, and this is what he does for a living. This is his life. And when you're around somebody like that, you can't help but get excited about it yourself, which is my story. So that's what's very cool about making friends with people within the community that are into things you're into. I'm gonna see if I can get us like that.
Look at that, man. That thing's cool. Go ahead.
So we got 6 people watching now. Here we go.
There they
Prexy
are.
girls in the house. So we're gonna pick his brain a little bit, and I want to start this off with what got you into plants, because I'm new to the plant thing myself. It's only been the last few years, and for me personally, mine came via prepping. So I wasn't into the house plants. I was into the idea of it's a great prep, right? If I get some fruit trees in the ground, I've got an extra prep. So that was really what got me into plants, was the prepping aspect and having them for food purposes. Now I'm into house plants and every other thing now. It seems like a slippery slope.
It is.
But what about you? How long have you been doing the plant thing?
Well, I've been growing for about 10 years now. I started off with mangoes. I went ahead and planted a mango seed, a few of them that I got from
We'll
a
turn
neighbor.
this way so we can get
Yeah.
your face in here, out of the sun.
Yeah. no
There
doubt.
you go.
All right, folks.
That's better.
So I started off with mangoes that a friend of mine gave me some mango seeds from the coast. And I collected a few that I had from the stores, and planted them out. And 6 years later, one of them I planted in I would say my old address. I don't want to say where it's at, but
Right.
anyways, it was a rental. And 6 years later, she fruited some amazing coconut flavored mangoes. And I mean, they are monster mangoes, beautifully colored, and it is an exceptional mango. I went ahead and had to leave that address, but right before I did, I was able to take some cuttings, and I had one successful graft out of like 4 or 5. So I was still new to the grafting game at that moment. So was able to save one tree, and we have it here. She is flowered up.
Let's see the tree.
Yeah, come on over.
Let's see the tree. Oh, and I see it over there. So what's cool too is we're on the move today. So
Yeah.
stay along with us here.
Walking and talking today. But this is the Maria mango.
Going to the sky. This is what happens when we do things for the first time. Maria mango. So this was just as simple as you got a seed. You didn't have gardening experience,
No.
and you were like, I'm gonna grow this thing.
I'm gonna pop these seeds. So it's a funny thing. I'm growing them on a second floor, and I'm thinking, where's this going? You can't grow anything, on a patio on the second floor. But I'm watering and thinking about this. But I'm like, someday, maybe I'll be able to go ahead and produce this. But because I always knew, hey, even if I don't have land, I got someone else that maybe can go ahead and grow this. Anyway,
Sure.
long story short, this is actually grafted. I went ahead and grafted this going on 4 years ago. So
Right.
this year, she went ahead and she threw out some panicles right here. So we're hoping and praying for some nice fruit set on here.
So this is 4 years worth of growth,
Correct.
and you have not gotten fruit from it as of yet.
No, last year
Never a
she flowered
mango.
and she gave me a few little baby little mangoes on there, but they were just little runts. They all fell off. The wind also knocked off a few as well. So
Right.
this hopefully should be our first year to get some fruit out of here. Even if it's 1 or 2, I'm just really stoked to be able to go ahead and taste it once again. But
Well, that's awesome. How did it go from this to so much more, which, you know,
So because of that, I was like, I was so like shocked that there was coconut flavored mangoes. Watch your back, coming right through here.
oh,
Coconut flavored mangoes. So I started going down the rabbit hole of finding out other different flavors besides coconut. So I didn't know. I'm just, Joe Schmo eating mangoes from the store like most of y'all, right? I'm sorry. There's way more flavors out there than just the store-bought mangoes.
now I'm gonna stop here real quick and just pan this because you do run. So Growing Together Nursery is now your full-time project.
Correct.
And he's here and he has all kinds of stuff. So if you're looking for fruit trees, if you're looking for information, if you're looking for me to figure out how to use this gimbal, we just hang with me. We're gonna keep talking through it. But you've got an entire thing here, including a food forest sort of situation you're working on, which I think is very fascinating, which actually is the motivation for my tiny little food forest. Let me give you my quick mango story.
Come on in the shade, boss.
Growing up in Hawaii, there was this beach that we used to like to go to called Pohiki. And on the way to Pohiki, we would drive through this grove of mangoes, and there were mangoes everywhere. And being a poor kid in Hawaii, we'd stop and we'd pick all these ripe mangoes up off the side of the street, and we go out to the beach and we bite the peels off, and we would just be dripping in mango juice, and it'd be covering us, and we'd be sitting in the water eating mangoes. So I loved mangoes early on, and mangoes, because of that mango seed, I mean, mangoes have ultimately become your specialty here at the nursery, right?
Yes, sir. I am pushing the zone here. We're not dedicated. I mean, we're not meant to go ahead and grow mangoes up here. Orange City is known for what? Oranges. Yes, you guessed it. We used to be huge in citrus. All this used to be citrus. But I'm from a place where just over the river, you can grow these for the most part. We're in a place where 360 days out of the year, you can grow anything you want up here, but those 4 or 5 days can go ahead and just wreck all of your stuff. So it is rolling the dice up here. I did build a makeshift little greenhouse up here to go ahead and protect my little babies and also keep my potted trees.
What happens if I press that button?
Let's see. Flips it.
Oh! Game changer. I'm turning this around so that I can give you guys the best view, which includes Dwayne and his nursery. Man, we're making all kinds of discoveries here today. All right, very cool. So with that said, hold it the right way. Mangoes, I mean, I see we've got various states of mangoes here, but this one,
Correct.
This one's going, and we've got mangoes.
That's your baby that's on its way. This is the Glen mango. And a lot of people love this mango. It's a classic flavor, produces lots of mangoes. It's a very tried and true, older variety mango, but still deliciousness. And here, I don't know what the color's gonna be because it's kind of semi-shaded. Well, definitely some shade over here. But in the sun, it can get some really cool Easter egg colors that is very desirable.
And the Glen is the mango tree I'm also after because my wife loves it. And my wife is very picky. Now, I'll eat any mango, truthfully. Glen has a great sort of pina colada flavor. It just is a really palatable, sweet fruit, and people love it. But the mangoes aren't all you do here. You've got a whole bunch of everything going on.
Our newest species is the Rhodocala. Slow growing, basically like little muscadine grapes that will grow on the trunk of the trees. This one has been with me for about 6 years, and I still haven't had any fruit. Waiting on it to hopefully flower and fruit within the next few years.
Yeah, these are awesome because if you've ever seen them, they look like an alien tree. The fruits grow on the stems, on the trunk of the tree, not in little clusters, but they line the whole tree. They look really odd. I've never had one, but I can't wait to try yours.
It's a really, really cool fruit. It's like a muscadine grape with some thicker skin. So here's the other, this is my second Maria mango that's in command here that hopefully maybe can give us a fruit this year.
Now this is off of the same stock as your other.
Correct.
So
This is
did
my
you
brother.
take a cutting from the other over there that we looked at?
Correct. I was
Very
able to go
cool.
ahead and successfully graft that onto others. I have another one working over there and another one. All right.
Now as I'm looking around here, because you have a lot of everything,
Come on back. Let's see
how
some of it.
how many years are you into this? What are
This is a young system. We've only been here for going on 4 years in August. So all of these trees are babies. You know, it's kind of like rescuing, you know, animals. There's an overlay between the two of them where, you know, you want to get them at a cute, cuddly little stage, but then we know that these are going to become monster trees. So
Right.
I'm trying to bonsai these for as long as possible to get as much fruit, but eventually they will have to go into the ground.
And this is the mulberry.
Yes, this one is the Shangri-La.
Very cool. And these are delicious. We have picked and eaten these fantastic berries. This tree has exploded in size
Yes, yes, it is only
because this was much smaller just last year, right? So,
now this is a monster mulberry. It does want to grow on you. This will take hard pruning every single year. If not, this wants to be like a 40 to 50 footer. So I don't want a big monster tree here. So I am a big fan of pruning my stuff. Once it all goes out, I will come back in here, give it a good trim, and go ahead and monitor the growth, because once it gets away from you, I, don't want to go ahead and have a bigger mulberry. I'd rather have a smaller mulberry and have larger avocados in here. So
Right.
everything in its due time. We do have potted mangoes. We got more seedlings on the way over there. So I am going to be growing those out and hopefully coming up with new varieties down the road.
and we're talking about a whole load of stuff down there.
These aren't store-bought mangoes. These are,
You're
orange
producing, you're propagating these yourself.
These are excellent cultivars from South Florida, like lemon zest, like orange sherbet. I got pina colada seedlings. I got different seedlings in here that are polyembryotic and monoembryotic. So some can be hybrids or some can be true to seed as well. So
Wow.
like multi-graft, so put different varieties on one single tree. That way you save some space.
Give this pup some airtime here.
Oh, Kiwi, she's a monster.
She loves it. She's out here just running around, eating things.
You got a successful graft if you want to show them.
Oh, very cool.
I just grafted this one. It just popped, and it's actually popping flowers right now.
So this is literally from a different plant.
Yep, Marcus pumpkin, avocado.
An avocado. Now, what kind of tree is?
Avocado as well.
It's avocado as well. So
You
this
can
is just
only-
a different kind.
Same species, yep.
Got it.
So that one should be able to fruit within 3 years from that.
Now
Because
this
is a
thing's
seedling. This is a seedling that could take, up to, 20 years. My neighbor just popped some fruit after 20 years, and it's
Wow.
a decent fruit, but most people don't want to wait 2 decades before they go ahead and finally get some.
So you haven't actually gotten any avocados off this yet.
Well, no, this one this was donated to us by a friend of the family when we first got the property here. She's like, hey, I got a seedling
Right.
that I can't go ahead and grow anymore. Do you want it? Well, I said, well, that's fine, but just know that I'm going to multi-graft it. So
Yeah.
I went ahead and tried a bunch of attempts over here. There's a lot of fails, folks. You are going to fail when you first start off grafting new species. Every species has its little tricks and trades to it.
There's learning curve for sure.
Yes, but avocados are now starting to get a little bit easier.
Another beautiful mango.
Harvest Moon mango is a huge, like bowling ball sized mango. It's like 5-pounder.
Wow.
And now I'm not seeing any fruit holding. Holy crap. Day by day, things happen.
So what's happening? Is it dropping its fruit?
I guess
I mean, I see you've got one
You
here.
got one? All right, I got 2 here. Okay.
So you got a couple. Is it dropping?
3 here. It could be that it
Be-
drops the fruit because it's very young. Huge.
It needs to mature still.
Yeah, it does. The tree will only hold whatever it can. There are ways that people are forcing it to go ahead and hold more, but I don't spray anything here. This is all pesticide, herbicide, insecticide free.
Now this, I got this tree from you because I've eaten starfruit forever. This is a Cari carambola starfruit tree. And I came out here and this thing was full of starfruit. And he goes, you like starfruit? And I'm like, you know, I'd only ever had it from the store, and it was always kind of tart and not the best. And so he was like, "Here, eat this," and it was so sweet and delicious.
It's a small example of the fruit. It gets a lot bigger, usually
Right.
about good 5-6 inches.
And
Four or five inches.
it's fantastic. And so I was like, well, I got to have one of those. And so here I am now eating more star fruit.
I tested it with the Brix meter, and it actually popped at like 20% sugar. So,
Really good.
No, sorry. I think it was lower, like in the 13 or 14.
Do you just hang out here eating, picking
day.
stuff and eating stuff all day?
I love my job, man, and this is part of it because when people show up, they go ahead and they have to have, they ask questions, and if I don't grow this stuff,
Right.
how do I know this stuff? Google, not so much. I don't trust AI to go ahead and give me all the information. That's
So good.
So I prefer to go ahead and grow this stuff out, find out what grows the best here, and then recommend those said cultivars over to the community.
And you just have stuff tucked everywhere. I see a pineapple, I see banana,
Red pomelo that's popping some flowers.
red pomelo back there.
This is a Myers lemon. The reason why I jammed the citrus in here is because their leaf miners are just destroying my citrus. So I had it out there in full sun, and Florida right now is in a weird state where we are very fragile when it comes down to citrus. We are at a 90% decline, and it's something that I don't like to mess with too much. For that reason, there's canker, there's greening, there's all kinds of different issues with it. Hence why they state that there is the best way to go ahead and grow citrus, if you're going to grow it without using any sort of sprays or whatnot, is to grow them underneath the oaks. There's some sort of symbiotic relationship between the oaks and the citrus. That way you can have healthier fruits. I'm giving it a shot because I had it out there in full sun, and it just didn't look good. You know what I mean?
When in doubt, move it out.
That's it. I'm not afraid to move the trees. The only one I will not move is avocados. I tell people that they're not happy once they're moved. They don't like their roots messed with. So for the most part, I just leave those alone.
Now I do got to point out, you do got a dragon fruit back there.
Yeah.
Which I did not know that a dragon fruit came from a cactus. I mean, it looks totally bizarre, and the inside's even more bizarre, but it comes from this sort of succulent cactus form, right?
Mm-hmm.
And very cool. I can't wait to see those dragon fruits pop up.
And then the hack is, or the trick is, once it actually hangs up over an edge or whatnot, is when it'll actually shoot off some blooms and some fruit. So if it's just in the growth mode, going straight up, it won't flower for you.
Now these big plants you've got all over the place, tell me about those, because I know that you are a big fan of the chop and drop.
Yes, it is messy back here. I am investing in a mulcher here soon, but this is Mexican sunflower. Amazing for chopping and dropping. It is equivalent to chicken manure, so the leaves are excellent for, I use them in my pots. I will put them in the top to go ahead and feed my system, but it is basically organic fertilizer.
Right.
Wonderful for building soil. Most of us have wonderful sandy soil that we all love here.
Central Florida.
Amazing way to go ahead and build soil mass quickly. But they do take, some sort of TLC and some maintenance because you gotta work at them. You gotta chop them and drop them.
Sure.
But the problem is that these take a little bit of time to break down, all of these larger pieces. So, but it's fine. You go ahead, you throw them down, and slowly but surely turns into beautiful organic matter that you just can't buy, right?
And those grow crazy fast,
yes,
right?
5 feet a month.
They're really pumping.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
As we're walking around here, I mean, it's impressive. There's definitely, you're to the point now, you've got a lot of work invested, but you do a lot of work out here daily. I mean, this isn't something that you just leave. Now, you could, if you had to, if you needed a week off, you could get away, but you'd come back to a mess, right? At this point.
I do have irrigation out here, like it's like slow release on some smaller little emitters. But my potted trees, I am hand watering still. I don't have irrigation set up for everything. Not everything wants to be drowned out that way. So it is tough. You do kind of become a slave to these plants, but in a good way. This is therapeutic. There is a lot of energy out here, and it's just tough to describe.
Are you as passionate now as when you started, or more?
More. I'm in it. You know, I turned it into a business. I got the fire inside of me, and now that I'm finding really good people in the community that also have this, we just feed off of each other.
Right.
And there's so many new species that we're finding out more and more about that is possible. What's the limits? You have to grow it to find it.
And you've got rows of just different species trees. And for you, you're really about making an ecosystem something unique to this space and your own yard. You know, this is unconventional. I mean, I look here and I see big trees planted next to big trees. This is not something that you would typically do or see.
Universities will turn the head on this and say, don't do this. This is actually 3 trees in one hole. This is 3 mangoes planted in one hole. 3
Right.
different seedlings of sugarloaf mango. What I'm going to do is they'll tell you that only whatever touches the sun will flower. Well, you shape it. You can go ahead and create it yourself. If you left it to its own device, well, the ones in the back aren't going to fruit that much. But technically speaking, I'm not chasing maximum amount of fruit out of here. I don't sell the fruit. This is more of a collection over here. We sell the trees for you to go out there and be successful on your own property.
And this is stuff that you'll be able to do cuttings, grafts, propagate yourself. Now, that is unique. I know what it is. What is that trellis there? Because you've got it growing over an arch. Passion fruit.
Awesome purple passion fruit that's just now starting to go to flower here. Emerging already.
Oh yeah, this thing's really crawling.
This will grow 25 feet a year. But be careful where you put it because she will crawl all over your stuff, right? Which, if you love your neighbors, by all means, plant it on that, on the fence.
Right.
You didn't have to share, and you would have to
share some passion fruits.
Share the passion, man. If you dig it, and if they don't spray, and if you don't spray, right? That's the whole deal. I don't spray any of my stuff here.
Now you are 100% organic.
I don't throw that O word around like that just because. Just because there's so much. You could always break it down to some people state that mulch coming in from tree companies isn't organic because what are they using? So if you go back, it's a very tough deal. What I say is I grow as organic as possible, meaning I don't use any synthetic fertilizers back over here. I don't create all of these trees. Sometimes they do come with those training wheels. I'm already growing inside of those.
What is this thing that's got all kinds of stuff? What are we looking at? Pigeon pea.
Or, para los puertorriqueños, gandules. All right, this is a nitrogen fixer. We grow them for, basically, you can eat this at a green stage, right?
Right.
A little bit bigger is more desirable, but you can eat this at a green stage, or you can actually wait until they dry up, and then you put it over rice, and it's amazing, man. This is Puerto Rican staple right here. But also, it's a nitrogen fixer. So as I go ahead and break and prune said tree, it shoots off nitrogen in the air and also down to the roots, feeding the trees around an avocado, baldo, and a white mulberry. So it's amazing how nature works. Right?
That is, we got a little papaya growing here.
What is this papaya? This is the one that you gave me here, sir.
Is it the golden?
It's golden, and I have the strawberry right over there.
Oh, that's fantastic.
That's by you. So we'll feed this right here. It's a little chop and drop.
Yeah.
So we'll find out. I grow stuff close together, hence the name. We are growing together in many different ways, right? I am a rookie at this as well because a decade is nothing.
But you say a rookie, and obviously that is all relative because truthfully, I learn every time I plant something. I learn so much from, even if it's not the same as the next thing I plant. I still learn a lot. So you're out here planting in mass. You've got years into it at this point. You're quite knowledgeable. You're obviously, if you do it longer, 20 years from now, you'll be even more knowledgeable, but you're really packing it in. I mean, we're seeing results that are absolutely bonkers.
This thing is
and I mean, this is just loaded. And this is a different mulberry than the Shangri-La?
Yes, this one is Thai dwarf. And go for those large ones. You got to eat. You got to try these, man.
Man, these are incredible.
Get up there.
I am gonna.
Kiwis down there.
I'm gonna see if I can. I'm gonna see if I can reach into get one of these.
Yeah, Kiwi loves it, man. She'll eat. Her poop is like magenta right now. Straight up.
The dog loves it.
Yeah.
Mm.
Chewing on coconuts right now.
Oh man,
Amazing.
they're so sweet.
Up to 20% now.
Loads of sugar.
Amazing. And you get to pick them at different stages. So if you like them a little bit more on that acidic side.
Now that was cool because I had just seen your video where you got that sugar tester and you actually squeeze the juice in and it actually tests the sugar content of the different fruits you have.
Yeah, because people want to know what's the sweetest berry. Well,
right.
How do you know unless you're testing it, right? All of our taste buds are different. You know, I'm a C-section baby, so I don't know if that affects my taste buds or not. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't know, so let's find out by science, right? You believe in it? Let's find out. Use the freaking me.
I see a Barbados cherry because I have one as well. No
Yeah.
fruits on it yet. Mine neither. But they're coming. I think those come later in the summer.
Yeah, they just started flowering on me. So we should be popping some fruit here in no time. You know, these things would just grow like a beautiful little shrub. This is great for like hedges, like food hedges. If you wanted to go ahead and have some privacy, you could put 2 or 3 of them together and really block out some stuff. So
now, here's a question. End of the world, you've got to survive. Could your family live off of what you are producing out here?
well, here's the real kicker is, this is what's gonna make you survive out here. There's not enough food out here to go ahead, and some people be like, man, that's plenty. You would have to just, if you did it properly, sure, you could sustain a little bit, right?
Right.
First and foremost, I'm a business, so every person's gonna be knocking on my door. No, right? In a
Right.
short answer, no, right? Because of the popularity, people know where I'm at now.
Right.
Thank you, which is cool though. I respect that. But anyways, just because mangoes and avocados don't produce that much, we're eating 3 squares a day, right?
Right.
So it makes it very tough for us to go ahead and still be able to get that from these fruit trees. Now, you can produce enough diversity, diverse trees to where you can have always something coming in, but you need a lot for a lot of people, right? You're
Sure.
gonna be eating weeds, and what that meaning, Biden's alba, you know, Biden's below. So there's a lot of different, they call them weeds. There's still plants that grow wild that are edible. Let's talk about it. So Biden's pelosum, Biden's alba, please indulge your position. Don't just go out there and start grabbing wild weeds. I've been doing this for a little bit. I am no trained professional, but you look into it, do your own research.
Right.
Don't sue me, right? I didn't tell you to eat this.
No.
And they state, allegedly, you can eat the flowers on these, and there's benefits behind it. What are they? I'm not going to tell you. You do your own research. Please don't sue me, right?
But
These are better cooked, but you can't eat these green, right?
right.
But there's, once you cook these greens, nutrients also go ahead and evaporate, right?
Which let's mention, because I know you have cranberry hibiscus floating around.
Sure.
You've got things that are crawling on the ground. You're really creating layers of ecosystem here within. So you've got crawlers, you've got mid-level, you've got trees for a canopy. I mean, you're really taking advantage of all of that. And, you know, that's the knowledge that you have, that you're able to actually produce and cultivate and make this into something.
Correct.
So even though it's one of those situations where, I mean, you'd be in a much better position than a lot of people. One,
Sustain for a few weeks.
you could
maybe, know what I mean?
sustain, but the biggest thing is supplementing.
Sure.
While
don't
people
think
are
a lot of-
starving it out, you would be able to supplement your rice, your whatever, with fruit and veg and other things from the garden, which is a huge advantage, right?
Excellent one that every person should be growing if you are here in Central.
Shut me down. I'm not running anymore. Is anybody there? Hold on. Oh, we're back. 29, we're running. We're still here, okay. All right, nobody call me right now. I'm gonna definitely make a note of that. All right, longevity spinach, you were just picking. And I actually have some of that in my backyard that I got from you as well.
This is great stuff that everyone should be growing. You can't eat the grass, right? You're not a farm animal. So what can we eat? Longevity spinach. This stuff grows super crazily, like, well, that to me, it is my mom loves this spinach. It's her favorite spinach. By all means, do your own research prior to eating all these crazy greens, right? But this stuff grows all year round.
If you eat it, I'll eat it.
Right?
That's how I work.
Easy, Tiger. Don't sue me, folks. All right? But this stuff grows super well here. It's a great ground cover. It is an edible ground cover that right now is just now waking up. If you look through here, it's just now starting to pop new leaves. But literally, you can get like 5, 6 foot long runners that
Right.
take over and just grows all around the ground. So like an edible mat. And you can just make bowls of this stuff. And guess what? There's no recall on this stuff. There's no salmonella. There's no E. coli. There's none of that stuff that's, at the grocery store, right? All right, just do your own research. This stuff is amazing, though, and it grows super easily.
Let's walk over to the shade here.
I got more mulberries over there if you want to try.
You got everything. Come on in here. We're gonna slow this down. We're gonna have to come back. We're a half hour in, but there is so much more to talk about. And so we'll be back with Dwayne for sure. This was a ton of fun. I always enjoy coming out here, seeing what you've got going, because I got stuff going in my yard and I get excited about it. So it's fun to see what of yours is starting to get fruit, what of mine is starting to get fruit. This has been a fantastic little tour of what I deem a food forest. This was the goal. This is what you had in mind, right?
We're getting there. We're baby, but we're getting there.
We're getting there.
Every day where the things are growing and we're learning a lot through failures, but man, that's how we learn.
And every year it will only get bigger. I mean, that's the beauty of it.
God willing. Yeah, man.
Now you rolled this into another business, which is Growing Together Nursery.
Right.
And we're gonna take a look at that next time. We're gonna save Dwayne for next week. We'll see if he'll let us come back and bug him some more.
Why not?
But this has been a ton of fun. I appreciate your time. When you make friends with people that are excited and passionate about things, it's hard to not in turn get excited and passionate about things. So a lot of my excitement and passion for what I have going on is because I got someone to share it with. So
Amazing.
Make some plant friends because they're good people.
Yep.
And truthfully, we all want to be in a spot that we can enjoy nature and the outdoors, the fruits, the literal fruits of our labor. So it's a wonderful, wonderful thing.
It's a good.
Nope, that's it. I was just gonna say, if you do want to do a shout out, let people know how they can get a hold of you if they're interested. I know you have the YouTube channel.
Sure.
And we'll put a link in the description below to his YouTube channel. Is it Growing Together Nursery on YouTube?
Our Nursery LLC, right on YouTube, Insta, and Facebook. It's the same as well.
And
all across all.
And his videos give a lot of great gardening tips and hacks. So any of that stuff, if you're looking to start your own, you can look. He'll show you how he does grafts and how he does different things.
Sure.
It's really a lot of fun. Hey, thank you everybody for watching. Thank you, Dwayne.
Thank you.
And this is a podcast. This is what we do. We get together with people. We learn some stuff. We talk about some stuff. We'll see you guys tomorrow. 11 o'clock, we'll be here.
Eat your spinach, kids. It's delicious.
Pirate and Dwayne are out of here. See you guys next time.